A young man ended up behind bars for the crime he hadn't committed. What happened, and how is it connected to the murder of his grandfather many years ago? Don't miss out. The psychics will find the answers. You're watching Psychic Investigations, a channel of incredible and exclusively true stories from real life. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants unravel astonishing mystical anomalies and investigate resonant, complex criminal cases. Lyudmyla and Boris Kozakovs live in a small town in Ukraine. They spent their entire lives working at the local thermal power station. She was a water treatment operator, and he was a mechanic. They raised their only son, Sasha, who a year ago also got a job at the station as a lathe operator. He was dating a girl, and they were planning a wedding. But their peaceful life changed in an instant. One day, Sasha left the house and vanished. A day passed, then 2, then 3, until it eventually made a week. What his family endured is something no one should ever have to face. It turned out Sasha and several other locals had been taken in by the police.
The police said the boys beat a guy so brutally he suffered a spleen rupture. And now they're being charged with causing grievous bodily harm.
28 people were detained, accused of organizing a fight that resulted in the beating of Anatoly Shmulich, a resident of a neighboring village who died from his injuries.
The fight happened at a disco bar 2 years before that.
The parents are convinced it's a misunderstanding, but Sasha ended up in pre-trial detention.
I'm sure my son didn't touch him at all.
The court sentenced Sasha Kakov to 7 years and 6 months in prison.
It was a big fight. Lots of people were there.
The conflict sparked when one of the locals started harassing girls from the neighboring village. The villagers rushed to defend them.
There were lots of people. It was impossible to tell who was hitting whom or what was even going on.
The police investigators claim Sasha Kakov was there and beat one of the villagers so badly that he died. But Sasha insists he wasn't there at all, and that he's never even seen the man he supposedly attacked. His mother believes the psychics are their only hope for uncovering the truth.
He sent us a note. Mommy, please help me meet with the psychics. I want Ilona to be there. Love to you and Dad, Sasha.
An email with Sasha's photo reached Ilona Kaldre at home in Estonia.
I sense he's in some kind of enclosed space. A dimly lit room, and he's wearing rubber slippers. It might be a prison. His story is highly strange.
The psychic decided to fly to the scene and called on her colleague, Serhiy Kolesnichenko, for help. The psychics had barely met when Serhiy Kolesnichenko began sharing his first impressions.
I'm seeing some surreal images. It feels like someone implanted a chip in his head. I've never encountered anything like this before.
The following day, the psychics traveled to the village where Sasha Kakov's parents live.
As soon as we arrived, I noticed an old Niva. It immediately struck me as suspicious and aggressive.
Hello, please come in.
Our son was branded a murderer. Please help us find what really happened.
Is he guilty of what they're accusing him of or not?
I sensed that evening was likely the end of the week, a weekend vibe.
I have a feeling he was waving his arms around.
Is it possible that Sasha was indeed involved in the fight and his parents don't know everything about him?
He's a large guy, strong and powerful.
Sasha Kakov is over 2 meters tall and weighs 120 kilograms. He's in perfect physical health. A punch from someone as big as he is delivers no less than 100 kilograms of force.
According to the official police version, 30-year-old Anatoly Shmulich went to the hospital 5 days after the fight. Doctors found his spleen had been ruptured and removed it immediately. And allegedly, that's what led to his death. But was Sasha Kakov really involved?
I'd say he didn't really live here. I sensed the other place.
He lived with his grandmother.
I take it she's no longer alive, is she?
Yes.
After finishing school, Sasha moved in with his grandmother. She suffered from asthma and leg problems, so she used crutches. Sasha loved her dearly and cared for her. Sadly, she passed away before her grandson could return from prison.
Not a day went by without her mentioning him. She missed him terribly.
On the night of the fight in the neighboring village, Valentina, the grandmother's neighbor, visited her.
He didn't go anywhere. He was lying on the couch, watching TV. I left around 11 p.m. Later, his friends called him and said there'd been some kind of scuffle.
This man also took part in the fight. He's afraid to show his face. He claims Sasha arrived only after midnight. But according to the official version, Anatoly Shmulych was injured around 8 p.m.
Sasha wasn't there. He just wasn't around at that time. He couldn't have been part of that fight.
There's a gap between the fight and the death. It feels like it wasn't the same day, or even within a week or two. More like 6 months, maybe longer.
Yes.
After Anatoly Shmulich's death, his mother demanded an investigation. She insisted he died because his spleen had been removed as the result of the injuries sustained during the fight.
I couldn't shake a strange feeling. On one hand, Sasha seems innocent. On the other, he's meant to be in prison.
I've known Sasha Kakov since we were about 15. He never fought. He's a big guy, but he always tried to break up fights.
This might sound silly, but do you have a photo of the victim?
Only from the gravestone.
This young man didn't die from organ failure.
I sense that something else happened. And I don't see Sasha in this story. I don't see him in the scene where Anatoly was beaten.
Before coming here, I saw strange images. A man with a chip in his head. The cards pointed to Sasha, but we couldn't uncover anything at his home. So we went to the victim's house.
The village where the victim lived is 6 kilometers away. Half an hour later, the psychics and Sasha's parents arrived there.
That old Neva and I saw near Sasha's house kept following us. And when we reached the victim's home, those people made themselves known.
Who asked you to film? I'm busy. I've got people with me.
Is there no one here? We'd like to speak with the woman.
Why?
It's in her interest. Why are you so defensive?
Me?
Are you afraid of something?
No.
I am here on business. Who are you?
Me? I'm Anatoly's friend.
Do you have any photos of him we could see?
The men got into their car and drove off. No one opened the gate, so the psychics decided to head to the site of the fight. On the way, the strangers unexpectedly caught up with them. They brought the photo of the deceased, but also issued an ultimatum. They would speak to the psychics only in private, without cameras.
He's in a uniform with epaulets. But lately, I feel he was doing something else. Something's wrong with his head, Serhiy.
Most likely something like a piece of metal hit him.
The stone shattered.
A piece of metal. A plate was probably inserted to close the hole. When I held the photo, I immediately realized the chip I saw in the head earlier was in this guy's head.
The man suffered a traumatic brain injury due to careless use of an angle grinder.
He repairing the antenna on the Annunciation Day, and the blade flew into his head.
Something's wrong with his pancreas. He suffered from pain. I think he was hospitalized more than once.
At that moment, I felt the victim drank heavily. It was alcohol that caused his death, not the beating.
Was he a drinker?
Yes, a little. He drank a lot. He was a heavy drinker.
After the psychics couldn't find the victim's mother, Vera, at home, we tried several times to locate her. She's unemployed. Her neighbors say she's usually home, but no one answered the door. She didn't respond to phone calls, but her sister agreed to speak.
He drank heavily and took everything out of the house. He beat Vera and his father. He drank every day. Not a single day without alcohol.
It turned out there's no forensic report confirming that Anatoly Shmulych sustained injuries from the fight. The victim's aunt claims that when Sasha was brought to the hospital to see her still-living nephew, Anatoly said he'd never seen Sasha before and didn't know him at all.
He said, "I'll recognize him by face. If I find out where he lives, I'll shoot him." Those were his words, nothing more.
Moreover, the woman testified in court, but her statement was disregarded.
He died a natural death. He wasn't killed.
After Anatoly Shmulich's death, his mother began demanding answers. That's when people remembered the large fight that had happened 6 months earlier. His death was linked to that incident.
Everything happening in Sasha's life is complete absurdity, and it's all because of magical interference. To get to the bottom of it, I decided to summon the spirit of the deceased and ask him directly, "Do you mind staying here? We need to work alone."
All right.
I'm a little uneasy.
These are my ritual knives? I'll step aside so we don't interfere with each other. I use ritual knives very rarely. They're extremely dangerous tools. With them, I pierce the veil between worlds and summon the spirit of the deceased. The danger is that other spirits can slip through the energy portal, and that must never be allowed. So the ritual must be done quickly.
Wait, what are you doing?
What's wrong?
I don't feel well, Siri.
Easy.
What's going on? Is Ilona unwell?
Could you come over?
When Siri stabbed the knives into the ground, I felt as if he stabbed them into me. A sharp pain shot through me and everything went dark. Then a woman's spirit appeared. She told me she'd been cut into pieces over and over. It hurt.
What happened?
Something's burning inside me.
What is it?
Wait.
Easy. Stay calm. Easy. What's happening?
Something with a knife. Something stabbing. It's hot, spreading inside. Was someone else killed with a knife? Was there a woman who was stabbed? Forget your knives. It feels like so many times. And I hear something about money. She's screaming and shrieking. There's blood everywhere.
His wife?
Anatoly's wife. She worked at a store. Someone had lost money on a slotting machine.
It turned out that Natalia Shmulich, Anatoly's wife, was brutally murdered. She worked as a shop assistant. She was stabbed 24 times.
I sense it was about money.
The investigation revealed that Natalia was killed by a fellow villager. He had lost money gambling and came to her to borrow some. She refused. He then stabbed her 24 times.
They died on the same day, only 5 years apart.
5 years, the 5th day of the month.
In any marriage, each spouse absorbs the other's negativity like a sponge. Such a horrific death is the result of the husband's negative influence.
His brother died too.
A boy of around 13 or 14.
His death was strange. He was lying face down in the yard with foam around him.
Anatoly's younger brother Vitaly had cerebral palsy. He died during a seizure.
I don't see a father. He's gone.
Anatoly's father died a few years after his son. He struggled with alcoholism. His heart gave out.
Today, Vera Shmulich lives alone, having lost 2 sons and a husband. Even her own sister, off camera, calls her a black widow.
It's as if someone's trying to tell her, "Don't you see? Don't you understand that you need to stop?" I keep hearing money in my head.
Her obsession with money was so strong, she even tried to profit from her own son's death.
Immediately after Anatoly died, she started scheming, trying to get compensation.
After Anatoly Shmulich's death, his mother filed a civil lawsuit against Kozakov as part of the criminal case. demanding material and moral damages. But she didn't include her granddaughter in the claim.
After the deaths of Anatoly and Natalia Shmulich, their only daughter, Nastya, was left orphaned. She's now 10 years old, and she's being raised by her aunt, her mother's sister.
No parents, no family, an orphan.
I keep wondering why Sasha signed the document that ultimately led to his conviction. I clearly sense that he agreed to take the blame. They beat him. They hit him from behind, on the legs. I also saw a room where he spent a long time alone.
There was physical abuse. They beat him with a 2-liter bottle of water on the legs and on the kidneys.
So Sasha has spent all this time behind bars for nothing, and his parents can't prove anything to anyone.
Look closely. See the envelope and the money? Usually that's where you'd find epaulets, but instead, it's cash. It feels like someone tried to sell your son back to you, demanding money to release him.
Police officers extorted money from me.
They demanded money from our family through a lawyer. $5,000 to release him under house arrest.
Sasha's parents say they simply couldn't raise that kind of money. Of the 28 people arrested with their son, only 2 remain in custody. Sasha and a fellow villager from a large family who also suffers from schizophrenia. We managed to find Sasha's fellow villager, who was also implicated in the case.
The investigator read me other guys' statements, trying to get me to agree with them. He said if I didn't sign, they'd charge me with being part of the fight. But Sasha wasn't there. He didn't take part.
And this is what he replied when we asked him if money was extorted from him.
They did.
So Sasha remains behind bars simply because his parents couldn't afford to buy his freedom?
All this time, I've felt the presence of a spirit. A man I didn't know. We thought we'd figured everything out and were ready to leave. But he begged us to go to the site of the fight.
This building hosts weekend discos. News of the psychic's arrival spreads quickly through the village. A crowd gathers almost instantly.
I came to the site of the fight to confirm once and for all that Sasha was innocent. But all day I couldn't shake the feeling that he was meant to be imprisoned. I couldn't understand why an innocent person had to go to jail.
To make sense of his conflicting impressions, the psychic decided to isolate himself and perform a ritual.
This is a consecrated doll. I've spent many nights reciting special incantations over it to help me communicate with spirits. Since the spirit of the stranger had been following me all day, I needed to understand what he wanted.
What is this? What did you do? You're going to give me a heart attack.
As they say, a greeting from the other side.
Oh, God.
When the voodoo doll in Serhi's hands caught fire, something inside me ignited too. When it fell, I felt heat rush down through me.
I was stunned. A chill ran down my spine.
Did you see that? When I saw it, I got goosebumps. What was that?
That flash was proof of a powerful, magical influence. It feels like more than one generation is suffering. This is karmic retribution. The men around you, those connected to you, eventually end up in trouble related to prison.
You carry this through your lineage.
Your family bears this burden. It's a punishment. You are the last in the line responsible for it. You had a similar situation yourself when you were younger. A group of people was also involved.
Sasha's father didn't want to talk about it, but it turned out he had a similar experience. He doesn't like to recall it. Rumors in the village say that over 20 years ago, he was accused of violent beating. Allegedly, Boris defended a friend who was being beaten, but misjudged his strength and seriously injured the attacker. He was punished for it.
Your previous husband.
Was he also in prison?
This happened over 20 years ago. Lyudmyla got married and gave birth to Sasha. In their first year together, gold went missing from the house. She filed a police report. To her shock, her own husband was arrested for the theft.
Lyudmyla's father also served time. In the 1960s, he took grain from the collective farm to feed his children. He was imprisoned for misappropriating socialist property.
An innocent soul suffered. The spirit that followed me all day was that of a man wrongfully convicted. He was punished for a crime he didn't commit. He said he died in prison, and I believe the entire family is suffering because of him.
Lyudmyla remembered her mother had told her a similar story. Her grandparents were traveling by train to visit their relatives. A conflict broke out in the carriage, involving several people. As a result, her grandfather was thrown from the train and died.
Another man served time for it.
One of the passengers was blamed for his death. The grandmother hadn't seen what happened, but testified against one of the men involved, even though she wasn't entirely sure he was guilty.
Because of that punishment, 7 men were destined to suffer. So far, 4 have been affected. I think it's possible to stop this cycle. Lyudmyla must pray to Saint Hippolytus of Rome, the patron of prisons and prisoners.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Serhiy. Thank you so much. Ilona, thank you too. We always knew our son was innocent, and you confirmed it. May God bless you, and may people like you always be here in our country to help others.